is our mom here, and today I am working on a collab with a group of wonderful ladies, and it's about how to try to save money for Black Friday today. So there was a lot of wonderful ideas. A lot of people have some really great videos. Shop your stashes. Stuff like that. My idea was to take some eyeshadows that I was not happy with on the quality or pigmentation and add pigments or mix them together to make new shades. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and if you didn't shop Black Friday, that's fine. This isn't about making anybody feel bad about anything. I did a little bit of Black Friday shopping, not much. I did Shop Miss A order, and then I did a small order with a company called Copacetic Cosmetics. It's an indie brand in my state, actually. So I thought that was really awesome, and I wanted to support them for Black Friday. And then I also did Luxie Beauty. I did a small order there. I wanted to go crazy because they're having an amazing sale right now, but I held back because, well, I have kiddos and bills and whatnot, so I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to put myself into a hole. And that's pretty much what this is about. You know, don't put yourself into debt just because it's a good deal. Also, don't buy stuff you didn't want just because it's on sale. So let's get on, and I will show you my project for this collab. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, so for my Black Friday video, I'm going to show you something that I've been playing around with to kind of give you an idea on if you are feeling like you're bored with your makeup and you feel like you need to buy new makeup because you want new colors or something unique. So I have these palettes that I got from Shop Miss A. They were $1, so I mean they were cheap. They say blush and eyeshadow, which might be why I don't like their pigmentation. Pink's not so bad, but like you can see it's like super like and it still looks super weird. Like it's not, I just don't like the quality of these. So I've been playing around with taking them and adding stuff to them. And here's an example of one that I did. It's just a little pretty blue. And I added some pigment to this one. And it's not going to be, you know, amazing because it is made with, you know, that's its base. I just added some pigment to this. And now I actually really like that. It's a really pretty blue shimmer.
I need to go back in like an hour.
Okay. So, let's start off, and this one already has a little bit of sparkle in it, so I think it'll be really easy to add some more. Let's take out some of it. So I just kind of scratch them out. This is just a cheap clay tool from Dollar Tree, or palette knife, paint tool, I don't know. I just got it over at Dollar Tree, so it was stupid cheap, and I didn't even get it like for this. I already had it and just hadn't used it yet. It came with a paint palette thing, and that's what I had used. So let's see, let's turn it a little bit green. So these are just some mica powders that I got, and I got them for resin, but I hadn't like broke into them to use with resin yet. A little bit of that orange came out because it was broken. So once you, like, if you have pigments and you've been using them for craft stuff, you should not use them for this because contamination, and you don't want any of that stuff to get to your eyes. Only reason why I'm doing this is because the only ones out of here that I've used are actually in my resin stuff. I do not keep this in my resin area, so they were still safe. Look at that, that's already really pretty. I really like that color. So then use some 91% alcohol. I have a squeezy thing somewhere. There we go. You don't want to just pour it on there because you don't want to use way too much. Just a couple drops. It's enough to kind of get it wet. A little bit more. Alright, so now it's lost a lot of that green. Oops, that was probably too much. And it's still a pretty color, but it's a little bit too blue. So, I think what I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of this green eyeshadow. Once again, I was not pleased with the quality of these, so instead, I thought, let's turn it into something I will use. So part of this is I thought it would be fun to do too. I didn't know what else to do with those besides throw them away, and that's awful wasteful. I didn't want to do that either. So as you can see, there might be some chunks in there. You can just kind of scrape those out, press them down, crush them up. I do have this that I can use, but I prefer using the palette knife personally. This is actually an eye massager that I got from Shein. Stupid cheap, so it'll work. You can grind your stuff. This is just a cheap plate I got at the thrift store just for this. It was 10 cents, like literally. My thrift store is really cheap. You could use like a plastic plate, styrofoam. Well, styrofoam might not work very well, but like just whatever. I just wouldn't recommend using it for food. That is a pretty shade, just not quite what I want. So I am going to come in here and add some more of this. And then I have this palette, and I already had it. I'd already bought it from Amazon, but they were only $2 something on Shein. And so I did order a couple more because I wanted the magnetic palettes, but why waste the eyeshadow when so add some yellow to help bring out that green color that I'm looking for. Definitely gonna need more alcohol now. The reason you use the 91% rubbing alcohol is because it evaporates faster. And you don't want this to, you don't want it to take forever to set up when you're done. I'm just going through and adding pigments to kind of get to a color that I like. Well, not pigments, these are actual eyeshadows, but you know. I really want this lighter. I want to get closer to that pigment of that mica, which I could add a bunch of that, but then it won't press right and it won't have as much of the, because the eyeshadow already has preservative in it. And I don't want to lose too much of that consistency of the preservative in it, because right now I don't have the funds to buy preservative from TKB. But that is another thing that you could do. Oh, that is turning so pretty. Right now it looks like a huge mess on this plate, but I actually really like that color. I think I'm going to stick with that color. Now you can order pans. They do have some good deals on TKB, on Amazon for some pans. I have not gotten any yet. I'm trying not to invest a lot in this, just in case. I mean, one, you know, it's the wrong season to be spending a bunch of money on something like this for me that kiddos and whatnot to afford to pay for. And because I'm kind of playing with this idea and seeing if I actually like doing this before spending a lot. So I'm just using these cheap little containers. You can find these in sets at Dollar Tree that come with like other shower stuff. I got these on Shein. I got like 10 in a pack for like $1. So I'm just using these for now. Kind of play with this stuff, kind of get an idea. That one did not want to come out of the container for some reason. And then I'm just going to... Now, I did spray everything down with alcohol before I brought it over here, before I used it. Washed everything up. Now, to get everything off, you could use like a silicone spatula thing, like what you use for mask. You could get little ones at Dollar Tree or Amazon or whatever to make this easier if you wanted. Like I said, I'm trying not to spend money on it. I'm trying to use what I have. A lot of things you can use for more than what they were meant for. So that's pretty cleaned off. Now, that's in there. Some of it's a little bit more dry than the rest, but just because the alcohol evaporated out of it faster. It was in thinner areas. So that's that color. That is pretty. I'm just going to set that off to the side. And I will be right back. Alright, so I'm going to show you one more real quick, just to show you what all you can do. So let's see. What color should we do next? Let's do a purple color. So I'm just going to got some of this blue. It's a really dark blue, so I don't want to go too much into it. Let's add in a good amount of pink. And I'll show you how that works real quick. And like I said, you can use other stuff if you can find. I've used, let's see, when I first tried this out on my first one, I actually used a lip gloss tube to crush the pigment. Sorry if that sound bugs you. It's not a pleasant sound. So this is kind of why I'm not big on this one, is it kind of keeps on it. But it does grind it. Oops, I'm making a mess. Grind it together pretty well. Also, this is harder to clean off. Let me wipe it off real quick because it's going to bug me if I set it down on my desk. So I'm not going to use this anymore, so I'm just going to use baby wipe to clean it off. Not my preference. Just an idea though, in case that's how you want to do it. So this is a really pretty purple for a matte. I'm just not, I use more shimmer than anything. Like I use mattes for my base, but I have a lot of matte colors. So personally, I want shimmer. So we're going to show, if you didn't have, you know, the mica powder, how you can make this more of what you want. So let's see, I'm going to go in here. This is a white color. Here is a purple shimmer that I already have in here. Now this is a pretty dark one. This one is really pretty shimmer though. So just gonna use part of that. And then there's this pink glittery shimmer. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. Just kind of playing around, you know, having fun. Using what I have to just kind of enjoy myself. Let's add some of this blue in here. It's kind of greeny, but we'll see what crazy color we come up with. Let's add some of this blue sparkly one. I'm actually trying to get over to a much lighter pink shade that I want to add in. I'm trying to do it without having to take out all these other pans. So this is like a really pale pinky nude color. I don't know, it's like a rose gold, I should say, or brown. I don't know, I just thought it would lighten it up a little bit. I want a good amount of this. I probably should use the whole pan. Why not? Look at that. Now I have an empty pan that I can clean and press some in later if I want. Voila. Let's add some white. Yes, I'm a little afraid I may have darkened it a lot. Let's see, is this a shimmer? Ooh, that's a shimmer. Let's add a little bit of that. I know I'm adding a lot of colors. I'm kind of going crazy here. Whoops. Oh, that kind of, let's scrape off where all that hit. I'm a mess. It's alright, it happens. Oops. I'm adding quite a bit now because I really want to have time to kind of mix this all together. See what kind of color I just created. Hopefully it doesn't turn into like a muddy brown because I added so much. So I think I'm going to add the rest of this in. It is kind of a dusty purple. I actually do like it, but I did want a tiny bit more pink to it. I'm just going to finish off this white as well. So you can see how fast this alcohol dries out of there because it's the 91%, which is good. You want it to dry out faster. You don't want to use a lower percentage and have it stay gooey forever. And just trying to make sure I'm mixing all those. Did I get the chunks out? You can see it's pretty smooth now. A chunk here and there I might find. So I like that this is kind of like a smoky purple. Debating if I should add pink to it, make it more pink. Let's see. No, I like that color. I really like that color. What do you guys think? Is that pretty or what? Definitely better than that. It's got a light sheen to it. I did use a lot of mattes in this, so it's got some sheen to it. When it dries down, it might shine a little bit more, but that's really pretty, in my opinion. If you don't like it, that's okay. So, another thing you can do is you can melt down lipsticks and mix them together, or, you know, just layer your lipstick to come up with new colors. I mean, you don't want to layer it too much, obviously, but you can melt them down and put them in a little pot. Like, you could clean these and melt some lipstick in there together and come up with your own lip color. Now, it will be, you know, not as easy to put on, but that's an option. If you don't want to buy, like, a little lip mold or whatever. They do have some kits for lipstick that you can sometimes find on Amazon that comes with a little mold that aren't super expensive, because, like, the big lip molds are expensive. So, hopefully you like the colors I made, and hopefully this gives you some ideas to save some money. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye. And I forgot to show you guys some swatches. So I did end up mixing 2 more shades. They're very similar, but they are different. So what happened was I was filling this one and I had way too much. So I went ahead and added some, I added the rest of this pink into that and a little bit of pearl powder. And then this one I added some white with gold shimmer into this to make this one. So this is what, this one's on the knife now, so I'm going to show you that color. I did show you this one. So those are the 4 shades. These 2 are very similar, but this one does have gold to it. I don't know if you can pick that up. I can see like gold shimmer in it, whereas this one doesn't have the gold shimmer. And so this one's a little bit lighter as well. Just a tiny, tiny bit. But I thought these turned out really pretty. I love this. Like, this color is beautiful.